Hello and welcome back to another episode of Look What Just Found. This is episode 77. I put too much change out on the table, and when I separated the pockets change, I realized that the video was going to be too long if I did the non-pennies and the pennies. So the pennies are here. They're here. They're on the table. They're ready for the next video. And let's see if we can find anything good today. Jess is on a mission to really not let anything get by. I have a good feeling about this change today. Let's see if we find a double die. 2001. Got some zinc rot there. Is that 81. All right, we got a copper. That's a beauty. That's either fine or almost uncirculated. Little blistering going on up there. I remember when I first started doing the zinc penny rolls, because believe it or not, I was spoiled. If you watch all my videos and you go to my earlier videos, you will see, and you go into the playlist, I have one that was on wheat cents, because I had bought these rolls of wheat cents. They were truly unsearched. It's really hard to find truly unsearched wheat cents. And I was very fortunate that I had a friend. Well, my son had a friend, and he said that he had these wheat cents. You know, he just wanted a few extra bucks for them. So I bought them, and that's really what got me into the into coin roll hunting, was this introduction and this really awesome experience that I had with these wheat pennies. You know, I never did anything like that. I'll be honest, I never did anything like that again. You know, that was a well, let me correct that, because if you watch my videos, there's also one that I did. I don't know if I call it eBay fail or something like that, but there's always got to be a but, right? But the wheat cents that I got off of eBay from two different sellers. I see a 2009 here. Let me just grab it. I love these. It was searched. They were searched. And the only reason I knew they were searched was because of the experience that I had in 92. The experience I had with all those rolls that I did in the past. I'll look at that in the A. It's hard to say. I'm not going to hold on to it. The experience I had with all of those roles that I went through, so I really knew what an unsearched role was like, because I had been going through it all those for all those weeks. It took me weeks and weeks and weeks. Is that a cut? That might be a cut. We'll check that out. It is a cut. Ah, real deal cut. A piece of the rim pushed over into. I think it's a cut. I think that's what a cut is. I'll hold on to it because it's just cool. I don't know if it adds any value to it or not, but when you find that, is that a die crack? I'll check that in a second. Could be just damage. Let me make sure that's not a die crack. I have to be honest with you, it's really difficult to tell, so I'm not going to keep it. So, like I was saying, I know what truly unsearched at that. Hold on one second. What truly unsearched wheat scents rolls were like. That's another beauty. And it's also an 82. I'll hold on to that. That is a copper large date, Philadelphia. So the person was trying to convince me that they were not searched, and I was like, "I'm sorry, man, but they're 100% certain." And I stopped at a certain point. I didn't go through the whole thing. I went through, whatever, a good portion of it, and I was just like, because they came, I think they came in like a bag or something. You know what I mean? So um, it was a good. That's what I'm looking for. A good representation of the whole. And I was like, I'm not going to go through anymore. I'm going to just, I'm sending it back. But point being that was a very, very good learning experience for me, going through those true unsearched wheat scent rolls. It's what really got me into, I guess I'll call it, the hobby. So if you want to know what true unsearched wheat scent rolls look like, go into the playlist. And yeah, I see that there. I'll look at that off camera. I'll look at it under the loop, I'm saying. It's pretty weak. It's not weak enough. We found a couple coppers, and we found the 82 copper, so I guess we're doing okay so far. You had the church bell? It's nice and cool outside, so I have the window open. I like the oh, I forgot what it's called. There's a certain name for that street sounds. I don't know if it's not white noise. I think there's another name for it. I'm gonna look at that, of course. That is a strike through or something, because some of the letters are over it, and it's pretty cool. I'll show you a close up of it. It's a mint error. I'm gonna call it a strike through, but you can see the R is over the line, and then on the B and the I, it's like part of the B and the I. So I'm gonna think that's a strike through or something with the planchet or something. But it's not after mint damage. It was during the minting process. Oh, is it there too in the N and U? Let me see. Maybe they had something on the planchette when they hit it. Yep, that line goes behind the N. See if we can get this in. There we go. Well, anyway, it was too close. Yeah. Oh yes, a few places. Okay, so that's an error. So you definitely have to be careful with getting buying unsearched rolls. I don't think I would do it again unless I won't even keep that. It's too dirty. I don't think I would get them again unless it was from someone I knew or something of that nature. Or if it was a super reputable. Oh, that's a tongue twister. Reputable. They say if you say something 20 times, you commit it to memory. Reputable. All right. Well, we'll have to call it even at 7. Ugh, what is that? Ugh, look at it. That's a piece of like silicone or something. Ew, yucko. It probably comes right off. Yeah, there it goes on my finger. Ah, like a booger. Yucko. Ah, get off of me, piggy. Oh, we got some copper. We found a couple errors, right? We found a couple errors. I think so. I'll look at that. And nothing burger. I'm gonna look at the VDB on that. Just I understand that the extra V is only typically on the 2023, but who knows? You might find one that's misplaced or something like that. So I think that would be pretty cool. I found one that was like a half. On the bottom you only saw half of the VDB, so I kept that. That was the only one I ever saw like that. I thought it was pretty cool. All right. Love finding coppers in pocket change. I remember the other day while going through Pocket Change. I was like, oh man, we haven't found a wheat cent in a long time. If you watched all the videos, you'll know what I'm talking about. You remember that. I see that in the C and the A there. Ah man, I think it's dirt, but if that, I wish that would be a mint error. I mean, I wish every coin would have a mint error. Nah, it's not. It's dirt. I knew it was dirt. That's not true. I didn't know it was dirt. I was hoping it wasn't. What is this? Oh, that's a nice 1980. That's a beauty. We gotta. I think what we're gonna do is, I think we have enough time to do a little extra. I'm moving right along through this very quickly. I want this to be a full episode. Very weak of something going through the A and the M. I wonder if that's what took care of the wiped off the of. That's beautiful toning also. Toning's really beautiful on this. I'm not keeping it though, but just noticing it. That's all. It is on both sides. I'll put it into the fines. So I think what we'll do is, I just happen to have it on my desk because the other day when we were doing the see that in the T, that I have to look at. I have to look at everything, but some of them you could just say, you could just tell it's damaged, and other ones you're like, oh, I have to really double check that one. It wasn't a mint error. So the other day we were doing what we always do, going through coin rolls, and I put 3 of the federal coin rolls on the desk, and I said, okay, if we'll get to the third one if there's enough time, and there wasn't. I think I found a bunch of errors, and it just became a really, really long video, like always. So I have the other one on the desk right here. So it's kind of cool that we're moving right along. And I have the other one right there. We'll just take, it's right there in front of me. I'll just go grab it. I just put those on the wrong side. And what's this? Is this another one? I caught myself though. I always put the the coppers on the right and the zincs on the left. But for some reason, I started going to the right with the zincs. You never know what you're going to find. You have to pay attention. Now I'm going to take a sip of coffee. Uh, 99. Do I ever do videos like if I'm tired or something like that? Oh, wow. This looks like a planchette error. Some kind of weird, maybe it's just Just the color is super off. What year is it? 93. That's the crimp roll. That's the crimp roll that I went through that. It's funny. It looks like copper, right? Zinc. Is that mint damage? It's hard to tell, That's the problem. Especially if something's in a circular motion like that, because it could be the crimp roll. So you have to be careful with assuming that it's this machine. It's it's mint damage. It could be, but really, if you can't prove it, that's where you have to be careful. That's where I'm careful anyway. Um, is this a strike through? Could be. I'll put that one to the side. You never know. We'll look at least to revisit it later. You know what I mean? Hmm. Wonder where these pennies came. Some of them came from the beach. Like almost gritty. Okay. All right, so we'll call this like part 2. Here's the now I took this out because I thought it was copper. I thought that was copper. You see, I dropped it. That means it's true. But then when I looked at it, I think it's an 83. I only found one if you watched one of my last videos, the one where I opened up the two, I'm not going to spoil it, but it was the only different type of penny I've ever found in any of these rolls. Okay, so I'm going to open it up. I'm not going to do it the fancy way. We're going to do it this way today. Just to, for time's sake, I have plenty of these rolls now. You see, you really have to rip them apart, unfortunately. And I'm not a pro at this. Like, what's his name's? Quinn's Coins. He's really, really good at getting these out. He's a pro, I'm a nub. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we're doing good as far as time goes. We're doing very good, actually. Look at that rim. That's a weird hubbing on it. I'm not going to keep it, but just to notice how the punch or whatever is different. 92. We're looking for, what are we looking for in the 92? The close AM. Yeah. So we've never found, well, that's not true. I don't want to say never. We found one copper out of all of from this box, this specific box. We're still doing the only box I ever got from the bank. Oh, wow. Hold on, let me see something. Nah, I thought it was maybe rotated a little bit, but it's not. And we've only found one copper so far. That's it. Out of all the rolls, and I was like, they have to. I mean, that's like statistically impossible, you know. We found a 23. This is the poof. We haven't seen. These are like rare. These 23s. No extra B. I guess I'll hold on to it only because I never find any. No coppers at all. 93. We found a couple nice double dies. Yeah. Now you see that at the top. I'm gonna hold on to it only because. Well, do I want to hold on to it? I might not hold on to it. Let me not say that. If it doesn't look like it's really doubled, I'm not gonna hold on to it. Yeah. Some of this stuff is pretty common. I've learned. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold on to that one. I mean, some of it looks. Sometimes they look better than others, and miss a line, and you can keep it for that reason. Um, but of course, in my opinion, in my limited understanding, or what I really want to look for is more of to see the real the doubled image, you know. Um, oh, another 23. Oh, look at that. Found two of them. Whoa. Milagros. K. Milagros. I see that there. I'm going to say that's bagged. So what are we going to talk about today in the bonus section? I like doing bonus sections every day. I think in in episode 76, the last episode, I talked about some of the difficulties with making, not the difficulties, I shouldn't say that, the challenges. 98. The challenges of making YouTube videos for me. For me, I guess maybe it's the same for everybody. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because maybe some people don't really have a. If you have a really good extrovert, oh yay! Whoa, that's so weird. We go from no copper straight to a wheat cent. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right, I got a wheatie. No copper. I mean, obviously it's also copper, but I haven't found one link in copper. Oops, did I give it away? Oops. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Never found a Lincoln copper yet in all of these, but we found two wheat cents. It's so odd. How, so random, right? So random. 2000, 2000, 2000. Nope. And we're still going to be done before 40 minutes. I think. Unless we really find something really juicy. I mean, that's a pretty good hub. I'm not going to keep it, though. It could have been something interesting if it would have moved some of the stuff around, but it did not. All right, so back to the question before I was so rudely interrupted by that wheat scent. Who does he think he is? The topic. What's going to be the topic for today? I don't know. I have to think of something. Is that a double die? Think it is. And the I and the N? It's funny because the I and the N doubling. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. The only question is how doubled is it, you know? Yeah, man. I mean, sometimes it's so. I want to use the word negligible. Maybe that's what we'll talk about. I'm not even going to keep it. I'll be honest with you. Maybe that's what we'll talk about today. Negligible. Now, are there two? I know two meanings of negligible, but I'm wondering if I'm using it in the if they have different spellings. That I don't know. I'd have to look that up. Another 2023. Okay. All right. We found more 2023s today than we have in in one shot in like a week. 83D. Negligible. Wow. Like Sesame Street. Right, remember Sesame Street? It had the word of the day. All right, maybe I'll just type it in just for clicks and giggles. I'll look at the different definitions of negligible just for the video. I'll do that in between the right before the bonus feature. Oh, you think this is a copper? Man, that looks like copper. Oh, I have to weigh this. I haven't weighed a single coin today. And I was like, like if it wasn't the fact that I never find coppers in these rolls, I wouldn't even have noticed this. But wow. Nope. Just a really copper looking zinc. 251. Wow. Talk about cool. Negligible. That's a good word. Let me tell you. It's a good word. It's a college level word, or maybe advanced high school or something. I guess in high school, if you're a smarty pants in high school, you're using fancy words like that. That's from the crimp roller. See that with the B and the E? That's from the crimp roller. 93. You and me. And last but not least. All right. All right. Thank you for coming to the channel and watching the video. If you got this far, I appreciate it. I'm gonna type in the definition of negligible. Yeah, I'll do some weird stuff like this here and there. I don't have a problem with that. And again, this is for the bonus feature, right? So if you're not interested, you could just click out. I guess you could. What's this? This another? I missed one. Hey, the dog's barking. Yeah, I missed one. Okay, negligible. N-E-G. Negligible. Okay. Meaning. All right, negligible. All right. All right. So, all right. Thank you for coming again, and I'll see you on the next one. Whoops. See my marbles? Don't want to lose your marbles. I need a sip of coffee, man. I don't know what it is. I slept okay last night. Could have slept a little better. But I guess I'm thankful I slept at all. There are some nights when it's like, oh my God, am I going to sleep tonight? You know what I mean? And last night was one of them. But I did get some sleep. I hung in there, I hung in there. And I ended up getting some good sleep. So I used the word negligible before. It's a good word. It's I use it in practice a lot as a social worker. I don't recall. I don't recall. I don't remember if it's part of if I used it in like assessments or anything like that. I'm thinking I must have because it's such a familiar word to me. So negligible. Let me tell you what I think it means, and then I'll read it off of the screen. Negligible. It's when something has very little impact upon whatever it is you're talking about. So um, they call it a rounding error, right? In accounting, it's called a rounding error. So if you're doing $1 million worth of accounting on the books, and let's say it comes out to you know $5 or $10 off, they might consider that a rounding error, and it's negligible. It doesn't impact, $5 out of $1 million doesn't impact the what you would pay in taxes or anything like that. It might be the percent is so small that it's considered negligible. In statistics, for something to be statistically significant, right? If you've ever taken very few people who are watching this, or I mean, on Earth, I'm saying, have ever taken a statistics class. I took one in it's an event to get your psychology major. No, that's not true. I almost lied. I got it confused. To it was an advanced course in psychology with statistics. I took it. I had no idea how hard it was. I thought I was good at math, so I said, "Let me take statistics." Extremely, extremely, extremely difficult. I mean, people I think out of if the class started off with 20, I think the class ended with like 6 or 7 people in it, which is incredible in undergraduate to have like 70% of the class drop out. But I stood with it. I passed. Um, and when I took my master's course, statistics is in your master's program. Statistics is a um, required course. You have to take it. But because I took it in undergraduate, I was able to uh, get it waived. I think is what it's called. I got it waived because so I brought in my transcript. They saw that I had the statistics class, and they waived it in my graduate program, which was awesome. Didn't have to take that again. That was crazy. So something that's statistically insignificant is within 0.5% margin of error. So out of 99, if something is 5%, not 0.5%, 5% is statistically significant. So if something is 90, 96 or greater, that 5% or less, then that would be statistically insignificant. 95 or more would be statistically significant. I think I said that right. So point being, statistically insignificant and negligible. Negligible, I think, is even. But you could have something that's very close to being statistically insignificant and still be kind of, like you might want to look at that and look at the data. When you say negligible, you really mean like a grain of sand that you take off a beach is negligible. It's not going to impact. You won't even notice it, right? That's negligible. Something you don't even notice or would never notice unless you had some sort of calibration um, like that. So with why am I even talking about this, right? So what I've noticed over the past several months, I have the eBay store. I listen to comments and I converse back and forth with subscribers. And if if a coin can have an error, it could even be a mint error, but if it's not significant, it has no value. It doesn't add value to the coin. So, in my opinion, many errors are negligible. Doesn't mean they're not errors though. So that's that for some people that might be important, right? Like so you're looking for the error, you found an error. So it's all good. You still found a mint error. But finding a mint error and finding a mint error that's valuable, meaning that someone's gonna click on it, send you money, and be happy with it, that's two different things. So if you hear me use the word negligible in that context, that's what I mean. So one of the pennies that we looked at before had a little bit of ghost like doubling. Now, with that said, there's a caveat, right? A caveat is an exception to the rule. There are certain um, key 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 varieties where there's a let's say you're looking for a very very small doubling. That's my understanding from watching Rob Likes Treasure. He uses a lot of microscope work in his channel, and if he finds a key variety, he'll put it under the microscope and he'll look very for something very small that I would consider negligible on another coin that no one's going to pay you for. For example, a misaligned die. That's my bag of misaligned dice. I don't even keep them anymore. unless they're really significant. I don't find too many on dimes and quarters, so I'll keep them on those. But on pennies, it has to be really, really almost way off centered for me to keep them. I'll acknowledge them and I'll say, "Oh, look, it's a misaligned die," just as a to acknowledge that it's there. But otherwise, I'm not going to keep it or put it up on eBay. If it's negligible. It's not. It doesn't add value to the penny. But there are some errors, very very tiny errors in the varieties. Yes, that I understand that those are significant and those are valuable. So that's the exception to the rule. That's the caveat. Okay. So this was the bonus feature today. It was probably boring, and you all knew what I was talking about ahead of time. But it's something that came to my head. And the bonus feature is for me to talk about things off topic. And it's not really off topic, but outside of the actual coin search. And, I get to put a mid roll there, right? You guys help me out with supporting the channel by watching the mid rolls. So thank you. And it's still a short video, only 46 minutes. All right. Thank you. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.